two of restoring a historical image, fixing up the damage, and then tinting the image. So I just wanted to show you, after I did the first video, I spent some more time fixing up the image. So this was my before and after. So you saw me use the patch tool to fill in the area, the spot brush tool to get rid of these. But how did I actually figure out, how to manipulate the edges to fill that in? So what I ended up actually doing was making a selection, and then right clicking, going to fill, and then I went to content aware and said okay, and noticed that it didn't do that great of a job. So what I actually did was mine actually filled in a little bit better than this, and then I just went to edit, transform, and I distorted that selection and actually just made it fill like this. So do you see how now we have this nice gradient and everything like that? And then after that, what I did was I took the clone stamp tool, which copies exactly, and notice that I'm using a square. So I just picked a little bit of an edge, went to option, and stole some, and then I just brought that over, and I did the same thing over here. I went up and I just copied all the edges. So that's how I ended up smoothing out all of the edges and filling them in, just to show you the before and after of how I fixed that up. Okay, so now I'm ready to actually start colorizing the image. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the black and white cookie, the adjustment layer, and you're going to add a solid color. And you're just going to colorize, what area you want to at a time. So I'm actually going to start off with just her skin tone. So I'm going to add solid color, and I'm going to pick a color that I want to use. That looks good to me, and say okay. And now notice it's across the whole thing. And I want to kind of see what it's going to look like first. So I'm going to go to the blending mode, and I'm going to change it to color. And now we can see that this is the color that I want for her skin tone, but notice that it's on everything, the whole thing. So now I'm going to go to the mask. Notice that this color is on a mask now. I'm going to invert it, Command I. So now it's not affecting anything, but I can come over here with my paintbrush, and I can paint with white. I want to make sure that I have a soft brush, and I'm going to zoom into her face now. And I'm going to paint with white, and I'm going to make this a little bit, I'm making the brush a little bit bigger by hitting the right curly bracket, and I'm going to brush over her face. And that brings out the color there. Okay, so I didn't do such a hot job here. I'm going to actually hold down Alt, and I'm going to pick the mask so we can see, where I needed to do a little bit more fill, and that I could actually kind of fade out. I'm going to get some gray in here to kind of feather out the edges of the selection. I'm going to hit Alt again and click to bring back my image. And then notice that I accidentally got over her eyes as well. So I'm going to switch to black and make a smaller paintbrush and bring back her eye color. I don't want to play with that. And I'm going to bring that back. I don't want to I got a little bit too far into it. And then I might have to switch back because I do want it here, but not here. And then just in the fringe of her hair, it looks like, a little bit too orange in some places. So I'm actually going to paint with a gray and a bigger brush so we can get some transparency. So it looks a little bit more natural around the edges. So that is just kind of, you do want to have, some reflection from like one object to another. So that's why I suggest painting with gray around the edges, because you'll see that, skin tone and hair color and all that stuff will bounce off and reflect on the objects around it. So now her skin tone's looking pretty good to me. So now I'm going to do this all over again. I'm going to select her and go back to my black and white cookie and say solid color. And now I'm going to add another color in. Maybe I'll do like the background. So I'll do blue for the background, and then I need to blend it. So I'm going to go to normal and change it to color. Notice it's on everything, so I'm going to hit Command I to invert the layer so nothing's affected. And then I'm going to paint with white to affect just the background. So I'm going to paint the background with blue. And I'm going to go do this really quickly, and then I'll go back and I'll fix it up to all the areas that I don't want to affect. So notice that I did it everywhere. It doesn't look very good. So now I need to go back with my black, and I'm going to make a smaller brush and just go around the edges because it like went too harsh. And I would get a really small brush and bring back the sepia of the corner of objects. And I would do that. So I continue to fix up the edges of this. I might actually go back to a gray and come back to the edges, and that's kind of too dark. More of a gray. And paint around here, just kind of again feather the edges to make it look more natural. If I go in, I'd probably want to actually go back to the area with her lips, and I would probably fill this in with black so that I could do a different tint to her mouth. I'm going to make it really small, and I'm going to actually delete it from her skin tone layer, and I actually want to do her lips a completely different color. So I'm going to go back to her and go back to the black and white cookie, add another solid layer, and add like a pink. And it's going to be very vibrant, but I'm going to go to color, and again I'm going to invert this whole layer, Command I, and then I'm going to paint with white just where her lips are. And notice that that's way too vibrant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the opacity of that overall layer so it's not so harsh. And I probably do the same with her skin tone. Just a little too harsh. I just want it to be more natural. Even the background's a little bit too harsh. I bring down the opacity of that. So that's kind of my like last suggestion is after you kind of give each place, each shape its own color, is to bring down the opacity so it looks more natural, that it's actually tinted, and it's not like, was hand tinted with like this really thick paint, that it actually looks more like watercolor paint. It has like some transparency to it. So remember, the idea is to do at least 10 shapes. So I would do her eyes as well. I might bring up her lips a little bit more so you can see just a tad bit more, just a little pink in there. I would do her hair, and I would probably do different color stripes. Also notice that like in her shirt, she actually has a different pattern in here. It's not just the blanket. So maybe I would do some kind of contrasting color as well. Also think about the colors that you're picking, to do this. Are you trying to be authentic? Are you trying to make it more surreal? What if you use kind of like neon colors instead of more naturals? Or are you going to try to do more earth tones? Or are you going to try to make it look like the historic? So you get to actually make that decision. If you're going to do something that's not so natural, you want it to be actually really vivid and vibrant. So once you've done your you're doing this method for everything, just adding that adjustment layer, changing the blending mode of it, and then masking it out. You're going to save it. So I'm going to say File, Save As, and this one I'm going to call Historical Tinted. Notice that I named the other one Damaged, and then we also have the image, the original. So I'm going to make a Photoshop version and say Save, and say OK. And then I'm also going to say File, Save As, and I'm going to save a JPEG version as well to Historical Tinted and say Save. I already practiced this before I recorded it. So now I should have my folder of all of my different images. Just can't find it in all my glory. Here we go. So we have my original. So you would upload your original. I have my damaged one. So this is the one that I fixed up the damage. No, it's not. I guess I didn't save it. And then this is my hand tinted one. So I guess I need to go back to my other one and save it correctly. I accidentally saved, I don't know, yeah, it doesn't have my edges on there. So these are the three that you would actually turn in. Your original, after you fixed up the damage, and then your hand tinted one. Those are the three that you're going to upload for your final grade.